you doing today?
Good.
Good. All right. First of all, was preparing for a movie based on a true story different than preparing for a movie based on a fictional story?
Yep.
How so?
Not too sure.
Did you have to study differently? I mean, knowing that you were portraying a real life character?
No.
No? What about...
Let's start again, I'm sorry. You can take that with you. You were doing good.
I was
I'm proud
trying.
of you. You were right there. No? Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
Start over. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Was preparing for a movie based on a true story different than preparing for a movie based on a fictional role?
Yeah, sure, that's a good question. You know, what happens is, now what I'm realizing is with this particular movie, not only is there that added responsibility, when the movie, there's a big difference between based on a true story and inspired by. So when something's based on something, then usually you got to stay accurate and you got to stay authentic. So you have that added responsibility. And then what you have, for me as an actor, portraying a guy who not only is still alive and watches you intensely with the job that you're doing, but who really did incredible things with kids, who really changed kids' lives. And he's not a celebrity either, so you know what I mean? There's no pretentiousness with him. So he's watching you very intensely on how you're being portrayed. Not only that, not necessarily, he didn't watch me how I was portraying him, as much as just making sure that the story we were telling was authentic and that it was real. And he said, listen, I love that you're playing me. He said, but if you're going to tell my story in this world and show this world that the kids come from, you better be real about it. And I appreciate that. Do you know what I'm saying, Steph?
I know what you're saying.
All right.
Kaitlin, by the way.
I thought he said Steph. Called her Steph.
That's all right. It happens.
I'm glad
it's been a long day.
Oh, cool. You
I
know
understand.
what I'm saying, Steph?
No, I understand.
You're like,
Well, you were fortunate enough to play on the '91 National Championship team for the University of Miami.
yes.
But injuries cut
The
your
real
career short.
Johan.
Well, that we beg to differ here in Michigan, but we'll let it go for this morning because I like you.
I like you too, Donna. You're a good girl, boy.
But so you got to pad up in this movie. You got to play that defense that you were known for in this film. When you put those pads on, did it make you miss football?
Yeah.
Do you ever wish that you could have gone and played professional football rather than going in and now you're acting?
Two parts to that question. Yes. Do I miss football? I miss football. I love football. I played football for 10 years. A lot of great players, and Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp. As a matter of fact, Warren beat me out of my position, which is why I'm sitting here with you today, Susie. But, you know, Kaitlin. But do I ever wish that I made it to the NFL? Of course, you know, and especially at that time when I graduated in 1995, I wanted to be there. All my other guys were making millions of dollars. I worked hard for that goal, and I failed at it. But it was in that failure that I just learned. I learned a lot of life lessons out of that, and you also learn that you can't regret. I don't regret anything. You know why? Because I gave 110% out on the field. I wasn't good enough to go to the next level. That's it.
University of Michigan is known for its football. What in your movie is going to appeal to those Wolverine fans?
Oh, you know, hear and listen. You know, I love football, and I know there's a lot of Wolverine fans out there who love football, and that's what Michigan is all about. I always wish I could have gone to one of the games where there's 100,000 people. I've never been in a stadium where there's over 100,000 people.
We'll have to get you some tickets.
You gonna hook me up?
I'd love to hook you up.
You would love to, or you will?
I will hook you up.
Okay.
If you want to come, I'll hook you up.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. You know, what they could expect is great football, and what we did, and as a football player and a fan, is make sure that the football was authentic, and it's badass, and those hits are badass, and we got the NFL film camera crew guys in there shooting NFL film style, where there's multiple cameras, where you're shooting the cleats going up in slow motion, the hands going down, the collisions happening. It get me excited, because the collisions were badass. It was awesome. Plus, we got a director in Phil Joannou who's got every football package on DirecTV and this. He's got multiple screens going. He loves football. So you got to be a football lover to make this kind of movie, even though the football is a thread that brings these kids together. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So what about for non-football fans? What can they expect from this film?
For non-football fans, understand that it's a human story. And when anybody asks me, what is Gridiron Gang essentially about? I'll tell you, Gridiron Gang is not about a football team. Not about a football team. Gridiron Gang is about hope for kids who lost their hope a long time ago, and about one man who tried to teach them the way, not only of hope, but don't ever give up and don't ever quit. And what Sean Porter would tell these kids every day, and by the way, still to this day, he talks to these kids. He runs 5 prisons for kids, and he tells these kids every day, listen, you're in a hole and you're locked up and you did wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you a rope, and you're going to hang yourself with a noose like many do, or I'm going to pull you out, and I'm going to provide you with the tools to become successful and a better person and a better man. So for those people who aren't familiar with football, which I don't know who the hell is that who's not familiar with football, but it's just it's an inspiring story, and it's a story about hope and never ever giving up. And by the way, for kids who live in a world of failure, it's really, really important.
Can you do me a quick favor? We're running out of time. Can you just do me a favor and just say, hi, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and you're watching Wolf TV?
Wolf TV?
Yes, Wolf TV.
All right. When? Like, do like that. I need you to do that.
Okay.
No, you got to do that.
Or Kaitlin, do you mind into the camera? Or?
Into the camera would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all right, Dwayne?
Yeah.
All right.
No, not that. I mean, you need to give me one of them direct. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Rock here. You are watching Wolf TV, and I gotta say, she's doing a great job. Kim does fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Why can't they all be as nice as you?
I know. But that's